Hey there, and welcome back to CampGeeks. Now, I'm back with another video review on another stove system. This is Primus's Lite Plus, which essentially is a nice small little form factor stove that also happens to have with it a integrated pot that kind of captures and holds onto itself very well, actually, and even comes with its own little place to actually hang it. It actually comes with a rope to hang it with too. So this is kind of one of those systems that, for the weight is and how compact it is, it's pretty awesome, and it comes with everything that you need, aside from fuel. And well, that said, there's a couple really neat things about this. One, it boils water really fast, and it cooks food pretty fast. Second thing is that you don't have to use this integrated pot with this system. It actually comes with some little pegs that allows you to use any pot that you want. So if you have this system, you're cooking, then you're eating, and maybe a friend or your backpacking partner or whatever wants to use the stove as well with their pot, you can actually do it, which is actually pretty cool. Not very many systems out there, at least stove systems like this, have the ability to use anything other than the integrated pot. So that said, I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer and have you take a peek at it. Okay, so as you see here, we have the nice little pot kit all in its little wraps, little koozie, fuel efficient tech. And this little guy actually pops off and removes so you can actually get to everything. This actually also can hook down here, and now you have actually like a handle to hold it by. Because of the little koozie that's velcroed around it, it does keep it from getting too hot. So even if you're eating or drinking out of this directly after coming off the stove, you can actually do that. Now the pot lid is literally just a pot lid with a sip spout that's kind of built into it as well. Yes, this little piece here is also, you can kind of use it as a measuring cup or just a drinking cup as well. So it does have some multi-use purpose there. That said, this is the stove system. Now, with this one, it does come with a piezo electric lighter, so it's pretty easy to light. I always keep my handy little Bic lighter. You probably have seen this in some of the other videos as well, but this is my little tool of choice, just in case I need to start it or use it on multiple things. But basically, I only use this on whatever stove I'm bringing with me. This comes with me as well. Does come with the, like I said, the rope to actually be able to hang it real quick as well. Real nice and lightweight, so I usually just tuck that inside the pot kit as well. Looks like I haven't cleaned it after the last time. I actually did decide to cook food with this guy rather than just boil water, which then I learned a real valuable lesson about how these heat exchangers work. They put a lot of heat at the bottom of the pot, which means I got a lot of material sticking to the bottom for the type of food I actually cooked. So it wasn't the easiest to cook with this heat exchanger, or with this kind of pot system. Works better for boiling water. And it looks like I did not get to cleaning this guy right after I got back from my trip. Oh well, that's something for me to do later. So this is the stove system itself. So if I actually turn it on, and there we go. I mean, it's just like any kind of stove, right? You do have a little bit of control, but you're not going to have that like real nice, tight simmer control you have on some other stoves out there. And of course, if it's really bright out like it is here, you can see how the little electric lighter there does actually glow, so you know real quick if it's actually lit. And then, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. The bottom of the pot here actually goes on and turns 90 degrees, and then you don't have to worry about it actually being able to fall off. It actually locks on really good, which is why you can actually hang this system as well. Now that said, one of the caveats to this is that because you have that heat exchanger right there with being able to see the flame and everything, this is not going to be a wind-proof stove. Definitely a little more wind-resistant than some standard canister type stoves, but because any of these integrated systems have a little bit of a covered form. Now obviously you can put a little windbreak around it and you'd be good, but you're not going to cook as fast in high wind with this specific stove here. And then just turn 90 degrees and then it comes apart. Now, like I said, you can use any pot system with this, but how do you do that? You say, well, on the handle here, you can see these little pegs. And so if I actually unscrew each of these pegs and screw them into the actual stove itself, you can see where I'm getting here real quick. Basically what you're creating is a nice little flat platform on these 3 different pegs to be able to actually set any pot on. And that's as simple as it gets. I mean, you can't get any more simple than that. Now, obviously, if you lose one of these pegs, it's going to be less usable. But they do go on this little piece of the strap here, and I have not had them loosen up at all in any of my adventures so far. So that said, that's how that works real quick. So just to show you, this is the MSR Titan kettle. But now I'm actually able to cook on the Primus Lite Plus stove without their integrated pot system just fine when those little pegs are involved. Now, with packing it up, it's just basically the opposite of the other thing. I'm not going to waste your time with putting those back in the system. I actually leave this together. Now, this is just a cheap GSI Isobutane Canister. The only Primus one I had is a larger one. My local store didn't actually have the smaller ones of the Primus. But of course they want you to use their brand, right? And then it just kind of sets down in. And if you have the string kit, or if you're going to bring the hanging pot kit, or for that matter, lighter, or any small little pieces, you can actually stick it down in there. Pot lid goes on, and then the handle slips back out and back over into that, and then it kind of holds the lid on so things can't just dump out, right? And then, of course, these would actually be attached to that already. So, but that is the Primus Lite Plus. For what it is, solid stove system, it really is, and it works really, really well. If you're interested in finding out more information about specifications, weights, things like that, I'll post those. There will be links directly at the bottom or at the top of the description. Check those out. They'll link directly to Amazon where you can purchase it, or directly to Primus's website where you can take a look at all the in-depth specifications of the stove. But it is a solid stove system. It really is. And for the weight, it's really simple. When I had any issues with any of my other stoves, it was kind of one of those. It just works. I mean, it's not as integrated. It doesn't boil water as fast as maybe some of the higher end systems out there. But it's pretty awesome. And I give Primus credit for making a pretty solid stove, built very, very well, and simple. So you're not going to have things that are actually going to fail on it. You can you can see the flame, right? The flame is right there. So there's not a whole lot of moving parts. The only thing that you could possibly break that would break easiest would probably be the piezoelectric lighter, which I always carry my lighter anyway, so I'm not in dire straits, which is why I always recommend people to carry some kind of lighting system, whether it's a waterproof match or anything like that. Make sure you have some other means to light it other than the piezoelectric one. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions about this or anything else, please check us out at CampGeeks.com. Also, comment below, subscribe to the channel, share this video with as many people as possible. That way we get it out there. Now, Primus did actually send me this stove to show you guys, and I really appreciate it, Primus. I really do. I can't wait to show it on more videos in the future. So definitely check us out. Keep tuned, because we're going to have a lot of videos with various stoves. I'm actually going to have a head-to-head comparison eventually to show boil times. That's one of the things. So watch for this stove and that one as well. After I clean it up, of course. There's still got food in there. Alright, but anyway. Anything else you need from me, let me know. Comment below. We'll see you in the next video. See you soon.